Once the analyst is satisfied that the engagement measure is actually a valid and reliable measure, then they can use various other statistical analytic techniques to help try and get some answers to a number of different questions that potentially could be very useful for an organisation to know the answers to. For example, is there variation across teams in engagement? Well, that's a fairly straightforward analysis that one can carry out, but that variation, if some teams are higher on engagement and lower on engagement, that variation can be very important. And that knowledge, if there is variation, the analyst can then try and explore what factors might actually predict variation in engagement within the organisation. And furthermore, what are the implications of variation in levels of engagement, team engagement, for example, within the organisation? For example, is it the case that teams that have higher levels of engagement also seem to have higher levels of performance? Sales performance, for example, customer satisfaction performance, whatever performance indices that the organisation is interested in. Is it the case that teams that have higher levels of engagement also have lower levels of staff turnover? This is all really important information that an analyst can start to interrogate and explore, and there are questions that the answer to which of these questions could be very important for the organisation to know the answers to. Now, for example, if you have variation in team engagement and you've analysed potential factors that are associated with variation in team engagement, and you can see that higher levels of team engagement seem to be associated with higher sales, higher income, revenue, whatever, you can then do some interesting modelling with engagement data. That modelling, for example, could go something like this. Okay, how much variation in sales is associated with variation in team engagement? What would the financial impact be in terms of team sales if we increase team engagement by 1%? And that can really give you some very powerful information in terms of, okay, engagement potentially is having an impact on performance or sales to a certain degree. And when you start doing modelling like that, this enables you to answer many other questions and enables you to present various business cases, if you like, for investment in why it might be worthwhile to try to increase engagement in the workplace. For example, if you find that a 1% increase in team engagement across your organisation might be associated with, I don't know, £100,000 or dollar increase in sales, then potentially you could use this information and the potential savings, the potential increase in revenue amount as some kind of way of building a business case for investing in trying to increase engagement in the workplace. Now, if you've already found various factors that are associated with team engagement, potentially you could say, okay, let's just say staff develop, people's perceptions of how they're developed within the organisation are associated with team engagement. Well, let's put some more investment into staff development and training. So the various statistical analytical techniques can be applied to something like engagement data in the workplace, and the opportunities to use the results of that analysis in a powerful way that can help the organisation potentially identify ways in which it can, the engagement can have a positive impact on the business. There are many ways that various analytical techniques can help in that process.